favorite podcast. It's your girls here, back to give you guys another fun and exciting episode.
Yes, we are here. I know y'all were happy to hear Cassie just bringing the intro today.
And
I know
I'm
I was.
oh, and I'm trying because I'm coming over some kind of like a weird sickness over here. So
Mm,
I apologize if I might sound a little weird from time to time, but I figured I would try to bring up the energy here and just get us get us going for today.
okay. Okay, girl. I feel it. I feel it. Well, we
Right.
appreciate it. Don't strain yourself too hard. If you need me to go ahead and talk a lot, I'm really good at that. So I can take
Oh,
the
we
reins.
know, we know.
I'm gonna take it as a compliment, okay?
You should, because it's not something everyone has, as a skill, so,
Mm, thank you.
like, aw.
Charismatic over here. Oh, okay.
Girl,
Okay.
I can't hold a
But
conversation for
no.
shit.
Oh, girl, I got you. I got you. You do it well with me, but I get it when you do it with people and just trying to come up with stuff that you don't actually know or don't have much in relation to. Yeah, that's tough.
It is tough,
But
challenging.
wing the shit out of it. Go to is always current events. So like nowadays, holidays, always talk about holidays. Oh my
What is
gosh.
this? Don't have your hands up anymore, because Instagram is playing us.
So holidays, weather, obviously current events, those are like the easiest go-tos, and then you can kind of segue from there into something else. So that's just
Yeah, I guess, but sometimes I don't wanna talk about, like, the weather or, like, some kinda, like, random bullshit, so I'd rather just sit there in
yeah.
awkward silence.
We know you're good for that one.
Sure
Yeah.
am.
Uh,
I love
but other than the sickness you're coming over, how have you been? How's life?
I don't know, I mean, I think pretty okay.
Okay.
I don't really
Not too bad.
think I have any, like, I don't know, exciting, like, updates or anything that's, like, really been going on, just aside from a lot
Hmm.
of work, a lot of commute, and a lot of sleep.
Mm,
Um,
yes.
and, just trying to get ready for the holidays, which I guess I would actually say that I feel like I am more in a holiday spirit this year than I have been in a very long time. So I'm
Oh
kind
me,
of
oh my.
excited for that and just kind of, like, embracing it and seeing where that goes.
Okay. All right. I like that. I look forward to seeing too. I'm sure I can use a little holiday spirit. I'm trying to pull myself out of this trench of less festivities that I've been dug myself into. So I'm just trying to get up out of that and be
Mm,
more lively around these times and just have fun with my family. So
yeah.
I'll be living vicariously through you and hoping some of that rubs off.
Oh, well, I hope so, because I try.
Girl.
Huh.
Anyways, so let me just tell you about some shit today.
Right.
So I had me a day, and this is a story that us ladies I know can empathize really with me on in this one
Mhm.
because ridiculous. So your girl had an appointment today, and it was a follow-up appointment for preventative care. For those of you who have been following us from day one, you know that I've been dealing with a BRCA2 gene diagnosis of having a mutation and having to go through different kinds of preventative care in regards to cancer prevention. So I had another one of those appointments today because once you open up that can of worms, it just doesn't go away. And
Yeah,
nothing against preventative care, but it's exhausting at times. It's a lot on
definitely.
your emotions and it's exhausting. So, yeah. So today I went to an appointment, and mind you, this was an appointment that it always falls on a day that I work. Like with this
Mm,
office and this doctor, she's not available on my days off, and it just pisses me off. So I either have
yeah,
to schedule before work, which is fine, but then it's just like that anxiousness of rushing and trying to get to work on time after.
right.
Or today I had to reschedule the previous appointment to today. So
Mm,
today's appointment was take a lunch and go to your appointment, which I absolutely hate because my lunch is my time. Like
right.
that's my time to do what I want to do, aka eat and relax and not have to do anything for a moment.
Yeah.
And especially since I didn't have the baby today, so I really had nothing but downtime. She was with my sister, so it was
Mhm.
like, oh, perfect. So I went, I got there, and mind you, they called yesterday to try to change my appointment to
Oh,
15 minutes earlier. But because of a work meeting, right. But because of a work meeting, I couldn't, and I knew I wouldn't make it on time. So I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I'm not doing that because I won't make it on time.
Yeah.
The nurse who called was just like, okay. I'm like, bitch,
Like, you asked
y'all be
me.
mad when we not on time. I'm letting you know, no, because I won't be on time. And then you
Right.
got a problem with it.
Mm.
So I get there, you wait in the waiting room a little bit, do your whole check-in thing. I am going into the room with the nurse, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be getting a pap today," because I see they have the table set up, and I'm like, "What type of shit is this?"
Like, I didn't
Like,
know this was the appointment I had scheduled.
right? I'm like, I'm here for blood work follow up. What do I need to sit on that table for?
Yeah.
What do I even need to be here for? For one,
Right, right.
really, like, upload that shit to my chart. I'll read it. Good to go.
Mhm.
So she's like, "Oh no, she's like, "You're not here for." I'm like, "No, I'm here for a test result." And I don't remember anything about a pap smear being mentioned in my appointment.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "Oh, I'll double check something something, but that's what's for today." Okay, double check that.
Yeah.
Thanks. She comes back and peeps in the room, and she's like, "Yeah, so you're going to pap today. You're going to remove your bottom half." And I'm like, "Joy,
My favorite thing
joy."
to do.
Favorite thing to do, and it's that time of the month on top of
Oh
that.
god.
So right. And I mentioned that to her before she left the room, and she was like, "Did it just start?" And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." "Oh, well, that should be fine then." Y'all some nasty hoes. Y'all really
That is
nasty.
why
Like,
that's, like, the worst time you should have anything going on.
right.
Like,
And it's like, and I remember, I forgot how long ago it was, but I remember being at a previous appointment. They're like, "Oh, yeah, it's a misconception. Just because you're menstruating doesn't mean that you can't have these appointments." And I'm like, why would y'all want to deal with that?
yeah, like, I just that's wild.
I don't want to deal with
I
that.
know.
I already have enough going on down there. You want to add something else?
Yeah, no, that's insane.
Wild. So yeah, here I go, right?
You poor thing. I
Sitting
just can't even get over that because, like, what the hell? Ain't nobody
sitting here
wanna
all
deal with that.
vulnerable, sitting here all vulnerable on this
Oh
table,
god.
half dressed. Girl, when I tell you, I was waiting in that room for 25 funky ass
It's a
minutes
long time.
for the doctor to come in, no pants on, that time of the month for
Oh, man.
25 minutes.
Mm, that's awful.
I had so many inner conflictions, you don't even know. Because one, I am a woman who likes to use like the vaginal cups. Like, I don't really care. I try to go a more natural route, right?
Got it.
So now if I wasn't someone who used a device like that at this time of the month, do you sitting there for 25 minutes?
Yeah, no. Definitely not. I'm not sitting anywhere with no pants on when I have my period, like, that's just not happening.
That's so disrespectful,
It is,
for
yeah.
one. When I told you, like, so it's not like they don't know, like, bitch, I told you.
Right, like, that's so uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable and disgusting. Like,
Ugh.
that is oh my gosh. So I'm just sitting here in disbelief about that alone. Two, I can hear the doctor in the next room
Mm,
talking with another employee, and the fact that I can hear you.
right. It's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, "Come do what you need to do over here and then go back there and"
Right, can you resume that conversation later?
Yeah.
Because I'm dead ass sitting here, one, on my lunch break, bitch. Like, I'm trying to get back to work. I came here for a test result follow up. I didn't come here to be vulnerable and
Well,
feeling
yeah.
all out of place. Like, I didn't come here to take my clothes off. I didn't come here for that.
Oh
So
gosh.
I'm sitting there and I'm really debating, like, do I just yell hello through the walls? Like, I know y'all can hear me because I can definitely hear you. So if I just yell that,
Yeah.
that's one option. Or do I just put my clothes back on and leave? Do I put my clothes back on and go to the desk? Like, do I put my clothes back on and knock on the door next door? Like, hello, bitches, I'm over here waiting for you. Like, all these
Uh,
thoughts are going through my mind. And I'm just like,
Awful.
and I'm irritable. I'm
Well,
irritable.
hello, you have your period.
You right? So it's like, yo, like when I tell you I was going through all the emotions, all of the emotions.
Mm,
So I'm just sitting there and I'm just mad now because I'm like, I'm not getting up because I'm not taking my clothes off again.
right.
And then I was like, joke's on them because then they're going to have to wait on me if I do have to take this stupid ass cup out.
Mm.
Now they're going to have to wait on me because I'm going to put my clothes back on to go do it. And at that point, I'm probably just leaving.
Right? Like, that's so much work for no reason.
Right. Oh my gosh. So the doctor finally comes in. Oh, hi. They're always so cheery when they come in after making you wait all fucking day.
Mm,
So sorry about the wait. This is so and so. She's a training, whatever. I don't care. This is who you were talking to the whole time.
yeah,
You could have talked to her at your own leisure, at your own convenience, not on my time, not on my dime.
yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm okay." And she's like, "Just okay," because she could tell like that okay was just really like
Yeah.
just okay. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm actually irritated." And she was like, "Oh, is everything all right?" And I'm like, "Nah, not really." And she's like, "Is everything all right at home? Like, is it personal?" I said, "No, I've been sitting here waiting."
Mm,
And she didn't know what to say.
of course not. What is she gonna say?
Oh. And homegirl standing behind her just looking awkward as hell. You should, because I just sat here and listened to the two of you talk this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with no pants on with my period.
Yeah, that's awful. It's just I can't get over that, and I apologize if we have any guys listening to this. We should have gave, like, a little disclaimer before we went into this conversation, but, you're here
Yo.
now.
So I really so this is the icing on the cake because I'm not going to go too much further into detail on the appointment. The thing is, my results came back good, so I don't have anything to worry about.
That's good. That's
However,
the important takeaway here.
the important takeaway here is to listen to your intuition. And if a bitch tells you to take your pants off and you know it's not time to take your pants off, don't take your pants off. Because this doctor told me that she doesn't even do PAPs. She actually refers you to someone else to go do a PAP. So I took my pants off for absolutely nothing.
Not when that's gonna be like that's the title of this episode today. I took my my pants off for no reason. Like,
Yo,
I
when
can't.
you if you could have seen the rage inside of me at that point,
Mm.
I said, so I didn't have to take my clothes off. She's like, no, I mean, I can do a pelvic exam. I do those, but, um, ma'am,
I can't.
I'm literally in a room with two people with this paper towel over my lap because I have no pants on.
Yeah. They probably came in there looking at you like, "Why is this girl naked?" Like, what is really good? Oh, man.
Yo, when I tell you that was probably like the most fucked up doctor's appointment in my life,
Oh, that sounds
and I've had a
wild.
lot over the past few years.
Yeah.
I've honestly never felt more vulnerable, embarrassed, unsure, uncomfortable.
Sure.
Like
Uh,
the level of I don't know. It was just like when I realized I didn't have to take my clothes off, I was so mad because
oh, that's
when this lady
amazing.
told me about the pap smear, I'm like, I'm pretty certain I'm not here for that because that's not my doctor. That's not my doctor for that. And I just had a baby not that long ago. How many times do y'all need to look at my vagina?
Right, like
I'm up to date. Trust me. We're well and operating fine. And it just something in me just said, "Don't take your pants off, Amanda.
always listen to
don't
your gut, ladies. If you feel like it's not the time to
don't do
strip,
it.
don't do it.
Don't do it." And my insides were like, "Girl, don't do it. This is not the time." And I still did
God,
it.
I can't. I really just can't. Because, like, what? Not only it's annoying enough to have to go to the doctors, it's hard enough to deal with that time of the month when you're going through it to begin with. The last thing you wanna do is be naked in your own home, let alone out and about somewhere where you're not comfortable, just to be told, "Oh, wait, actually, you don't have to be naked right now, like, you coulda had your pants on this whole time, you're waiting for me for 30 minutes." Like, what?
Yo, like, I've never felt so little in my life where she's like, "You go ahead and put your clothes back on." It's like,
I would've felt so
"Thanks."
stupid. Like, I really wonder, like, what was going on in her head because I guarantee she walked into that room and was like, "What is this girl doing?" Like,
And mind you, I'm sitting there, no pants on, paper towel on the lap, and my face is like this, just serious,
yeah,
so serious because I'm irritated.
right.
And then to find out after it all that I didn't
Have to go through any
y'all coulda just we coulda had a teledoc appointment.
right.
I didn't have to come here. I did not have to come here for you to tell me that my results came back good and we need to schedule 2 appointments for the future. We coulda did that over the phone.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They embarrassed the shit out of me.
It sure did. Whoever
And that nurse,
yeah,
yo,
they need to
that
get
nurse
fired.
though,
Or even the damn
don't let me
assistant, because whoever scheduled you for that appointment to begin with, it should never have
all of
been
them.
yeah.
And you know what? The assistant, I actually don't even care for her either because when I had to reschedule this appointment to today,
Mhm.
she like was speaking to me in a condescending tone, which I don't appreciate,
Yeah,
obviously, as a
right.
grown ass woman. Because I didn't get my blood work done yet. And she's like, "Well, you need to get that done before you come." No shit. That's the whole point of me coming to the appointment. But don't talk to me like that
Yeah.
because I'm not your little friend. Don't do that. But so it's just I'm like, damn, I'm going to change this office because they fucking up bad. They're really fucking up bad. I can't continue to go here. This is not the move. So
Definitely.
yeah, so long story short, I took a 2-hour lunch today.
You seem so thrilled about that.
Girl, girl.
Oh, man. That shit is
If
hilarious.
everything went the way it ideally would,
Mm,
like a 15-minute appointment for a follow-up on some results,
yeah.
I would have just had my regular lunchtime and not been worrying about anything. So,
I guess that's
yeah,
true, yeah. That's crazy.
that's that was my day today. And that ooh, really grind my gears. Like I called my man right after that appointment. I was like, "Yo, are you done working? Because I need to talk to you." They violated me, baby. They violated me.
Oh gosh.
He was like, "What the hell?" He couldn't help but to laugh. Like, and that's why I'm not mad about you laughing because it's just anyone hearing this, like, how could you not
Well, yeah,
laugh?
after the fact,
Eh,
it's funny.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Not in the moment. I would have fucking punched everybody in the room.
I'm sure you
If
would
I
have.
didn't have self control, I would have just fucking wrecked the place
Yeah.
because, like, I, ooh. Anyway, so yeah, yeah. That's my dose of craziness for the week. If anything else happens, I'm fucking losing it. I got a dentist appointment tomorrow. I swear.
Oh god. Well, I hope
They
that
better not
goes
top that.
yeah.
At least I don't have to take my clothes off there.
That is true, but the dentist has its own issues that you deal with when
Oh
you go
yeah.
there, but,
Oh my yeah. They're scary. Make it tense.
yeah,
You
definitely.
know.
Ugh, but hopefully that experience will be so much better than the one you had today because my goodness, what an awful just chain of
No.
events that you had to go through. Ugh,
Girl.
but
Girl.
I guess the good thing with that is,
I'm just laughing through my
um,
insanity.
I kinda wish that you were texting me though, like, while it was happening because that would have been funny too, and I probably would have been
My
laughing with
phone was on
you
the
and
chair and I
you.
was sitting naked on the table. I didn't want to risk a movement because if you move, that's when they come and knock on the door.
Mm, I guess, but sometimes you just gotta go for it because you're just gonna sit there and twiddle your thumbs while you wait for them to come into the room, like, ugh.
Anyways.
But anyways, so I know and you know about
Mhm.
this really amazing product that we just learned about that is actually really good at helping you with all this
Mm,
stress and anxiety that you just
yes.
experienced today during your doctor's appointment.
I know, and I'm gonna have to get some more because I definitely could have used it today after my traumatic experience.
She just had to add that traumatic word in there, didn't she? Oh, man. You're crazy. But so, guys, we're excited to announce that we are being sponsored by this amazing elixir um,
Mm,
energy drink called Magic Mind.
yes. It's I'm in love with anything that's a natural product for one.
Well,
So
yes, you are definitely the natural fanatic, that is for sure.
mm. Yeah, no, it really is a product that I didn't realize that could be very like influential for my daily routine, especially for my work routine, being someone who works from home and has easy access to, get those refills on my caffeine. And
Mm.
I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but more of a tea. And I've really been loading up lately just because I'm having such a hard time with just staying focused with work and just, all right, let me bang out this caseload and, get all these calls done. I've just been like, I can't focus. So I literally have probably at least 3 cups of tea, which isn't terrible, but
No.
tea actually ends up not being great for like your teeth and stuff,
Oh,
like
well.
depending on what you're drinking, if you add lemon juice, the acidity and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, so actually drinking this elixir, just I've cut down my tea. So I've cut it down to where it's 1 cup of tea that I have in the morning, and then I'll do a smaller cup like midday with the elixir.
Hmm.
And because after lunch you get that whole like you get sluggish
Yeah.
and you don't really want to continue pushing. It's like, all right, well, I made it through half the day. I'm about done now at this point.
Yeah, right?
But with being able to have this, it's really just boosted me, and it's really got me over that hump. And it's nice because I'm drinking less teas as well, because sometimes I go between like just like your like classic like black tea or like a green tea.
Mhm.
But I also love making like those matcha tea lattes from Starbucks. I'll make it at home.
Oh.
So I usually have like my matcha powder, my oat milk, and I make my
Oh,
little drink.
boy, here we go.
Yeah. So it's just like, but that's like, I don't know, milk is like heavier. It's not really what I want to always consistently drink, even though it's not like cow's milk. So being able to do this elixir with just like a green tea,
Oh,
it's
you threw me
it's
with
been
the
working
milk
out pretty
thing.
good.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, the matcha tea latte, it has milk in it.
Oh, oh,
So,
oh, oh.
it's a lot easier on my digestive system being able to just do green tea, like a small cup of green tea with the elixir.
Mm,
So then that way I'm drinking less and I'm getting an actual better result with that.
gotcha. No, that makes
Mm.
sense, and that's why it's a really great thing that this elixir actually does include matcha in it. Um
Yes. Yes, which is perfect because me, it's funny because we actually talked about that before, right? Where it's like I like matcha. I enjoy having matcha drinks. And before this, you weren't really too keen on matcha.
Not really, it's not really my thing. Like, I love green
Hmm.
tea, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, they always put, like, matcha green tea together. Um
Yes, yes.
But I feel like the one time, like, I tried matcha, it's just really not my thing, or maybe it was, like, the wrong drink that I had because it just wasn't, like, flavored the right way or whatever. Maybe it was, like,
Not
too
sure. That
powerful, I don't
happens.
know, but, it just didn't really seem to be my thing, just having that, like, well, I guess it wasn't, I'm not just, like, having, like, straight matcha, but
Hmm.
but you know what I mean.
Yes. She's straight matcha.
So yeah, having it like that and stuff like that hasn't really always been my thing, but
Hmm.
having it in this elixir actually tastes pretty good. Like, when you think of like healthy and like natural foods and just anything that's like generally good for you, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
not something that ever tastes good. Um
Right. Usually it's too earthy. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's just
Hmm.
really exciting and refreshing to know that there's actually something out there, that does actually taste good when you're drinking it. So you're not having to like plug your nose and being like, "Oh my god, like I have
Right.
to like get this down," and like whatever.
Force my way through this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this makes it so easy. And then again, like I mentioned, I drink it with my green tea, so it actually like blends well.
Mhm.
So that way it's not like a terrible clash and it's like I'm suffering through it.
Right. Exactly. So,
No. Yeah, no, I definitely recommend for y'all tuning in to definitely give this a try because it really, for me, like I'm just think, think, think. My attention can just jump fast. Like I'll lose track.
Yeah.
Y'all heard me here on the episodes. I'll be talking about one thing and transition as quick as hell into something else and, just lose track. But really, for me, coming back from that lunch break and, having to go to meetings and going through my caseloads, I definitely feel more on track. And I definitely can see the accomplishments, just on how much I have left at the end of the day versus what I would have previously. And it also gives me less break times because, again, I'm drinking less tea. So I'm running to the bathroom less. So I'm able to just really sit here and focus and do what I need to do.
Yes, so that is awesome, that's exciting, and for those of you guys that didn't catch it in the very beginning when we started talking about it, this lovely elixir product that we're talking about is called Magic Mind, um,
Magic mind.
and because we are being sponsored by them, we are very excited to let you guys know that we do have our own discount code for you guys.
Woohoo. Sorry. Everybody loves them a good discount, girl.
They sure do, and I'm super excited to be able to share it with you guys. So if you guys are interested in trying this product, please make sure you guys go to magicmind.com, and you can use our special code, which is Mindset Talks 20, and it will get you 20% off of your first order. Um, you
Woohoo. Sorry. I'm
can
all excited.
you can also go to magicmind.com/mindsettalkspod to get there as well to be able to use our code for that discount. So
Yes. Highly, highly recommend y'all try this out. From your natural girl here, I will definitely recommend this product. This isn't anything that I'm saying is going to completely transform you into only a natural world, but even for those of you who may not eat a very clean diet, I definitely think it's a great addition to add into your routine.
yes, definitely agreed.
Yoo-hoo. Yeah, no, I love me something new and something that is good. So it's nice to be able to have a new product because, when you come across products that are not as tasty or as beneficial to what you're buying it for,
Mhm.
it's just frustrating because it's just like, great, I just wasted my money on this. So
Right.
I'm glad we're able to have something for y'all out here because I think you're definitely gonna get something good from it.
Yes, I think so too and agree. Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
and speaking of focusing and all of that like good stuff and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I heard well, or we talked about I don't know if we talked about it on air or not last week or whatever, but anywho, um, I know you've been tuning in and focusing on this new Squid Games challenge on Netflix.
Girl, girl.
So
Y'all, if y'all have not been keeping up on it, you might want to pause the episode.
oh, well, yeah. But so I'm curious to kind of hear what your thoughts are. I haven't yet watched the last episode yet to like see like who
Mm,
wins. But I am caught up all the way up until that to be a very interesting show.
girl, okay. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? So, yes, in the same place as you right now, we're actually going to watch it tonight
Hmm. Might have
to
me
see who
beat.
the winner is. Maybe. It's our fun night of sleeping on the couch and catching up on a show because
Oh.
mom's off of work tomorrow. Anyways, so
Mm.
I was confused when I started watching it because I did not realize that it wasn't going to be in the same format as the original. So I didn't realize it was like a reality challenge
Oh.
for this. I just seen that Squid Games has a new season, like
Oh.
another
Oh. Okay.
coming out.
Gotcha.
So I didn't realize
You thought it was
until we're
season
watching
2.
it.
Mm.
Right, right. So we're watching it and we're like, okay, something's a little different. I'm like, for one, the cast is way too diverse to be the same, and people are willingly going. And so it was just like, wait a
Really?
minute.
It
It
took
took
you
me a
that
minute.
long to catch on to it, girl.
It at first it took me a little minute because I'm like, well, because we weren't understanding if it was like a scripted type of show or if it was like like the reality version. So it was hard to tell if the people on the show were what they were saying were through acting or as like the reality shows that we typically watch on TV. So that's where my confusion was.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, this is like a like a docu series type of challenge or whatever, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, this is like real stuff that people are doing. But very interesting. You know, it's funny watching how people just click up with each other
Mhm.
and just form their little lines of division, so to speak, and just I don't know, like it's conflicting because it's like, yes, you do need team members to get to the end, but it's like so many people got so stuck on the camaraderie that they forgot.
Right.
Like, do you all remember what you're here to win? Like, you so worried about not hurting so and so's feelings,
Mhm.
but you over here about to get yourself cut out of that opportunity for the money.
Exactly. The social experimentation of the entire show was just very interesting to
Yes.
watch.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just like, I honestly don't like like, I really don't because I don't like her. And I don't know if saying I don't like her is the best way to say it, but
Mhm.
I don't like how she portrays herself or what we're given through the show, because obviously we don't get every single clip,
Right.
but what they edit it to be,
Mhm.
because she is so conniving, which I get you have to be able to get to the top.
Mhm.
But it's like people are like, oh, she's so sweet and so innocent. It's like, no, she's playing a role. Like she knows how to turn on and off those tears. Like,
Mhm.
you know, like, and I don't want this to come off wrong. You know, she was in the military. They're trained in a different way.
Yeah.
They're trained to handle situations in a specific way. And they're trained to a totally different degree than us as civilians, right? What we're considered to be than how we are.
Mhm.
So she, in my opinion, aside from working for the FBI, is well trained to be able to do
Yeah.
that. So the fact that these people are just buttering up to her, and I'm like, y'all dumb. But boy, I tell you, when her boy Chad, when they had that dice game,
Yeah.
that I feel like that's when he finally seen her true colors
Mhm.
and was like betrayed, because it was just like, oh yeah, we're all gonna do this. And she was like, Ashley. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, so you just oh, so you just going against the whole group. Oh, okay. I was like, well, glad her true colors finally shown. But then
Mhm.
here she goes playing the role to try to change everybody back.
Right.
That that for me was just like, I wasn't surprised because I called it early on. I said it to my man. I was like, yo, her, watch her. I bet you. And
Sure enough.
that's exactly how it played out for her.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's pretty dope, like that they're able to, you know, enact it. But it's funny because we were like, we were so slow to catching on to this whole like reality thing when they were playing red light, green light.
Mhm.
And he was like, they're still moving.
Oh god. It took y'all all the way up until then to catch on to what was going on?
We were probably talking too
Oh,
much and not even
jeez.
really paying attention.
Clearly.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's funny.
but what we were saying is that it was just like, again, that's when we weren't sure if it was acting that these people were doing, like the original show, like
Mhm.
being actors, or if it was real life for them. So
Yeah.
when we seen that they were just being whatever in their shirt to indicate that they were shot, it was like, oh,
Well, yes, that's a little bit of acting right there because they all had to
not weak ass acting.
pretend
That
to
was the
die.
worst amount of acting I've seen in my
Oh, but it
life.
was really funny though. Just watch everyone
What
just
do you
kind of be like,
think?
"Ugh." Just like fall down to the floor.
Yeah, I would have been like those people that would be sitting up and just be like, drop my head.
Yeah. Take the easy way
I'm
out.
not rolling on the floor and doing all the extra shit. Yeah.
Uh,
No, but what do you think about the show?
I thought it was well, so far from, like, what I've seen, I think it's really good. The only part I was getting really annoyed about is it was a lot of, like, dialogue, and I feel like the people who watch Squid Games, you watch it because you like like,
Challenges.
the dramatics, like, the
Mhm.
actual, like, games and stuff like that, and so there was just I feel like there was too much of, like, the social element, which I do understand that it
Mhm.
is supposed to be more of, like, a reality type of show, but
Mhm.
it's different than I don't know, I just think it gives different vibes than, like, Survivor or, like, The Challenge
Yeah.
or any of these other kind of games, right? Like, those ones you
Mhm.
kinda watch for both, like, the games and the reality part of it.
Yes.
But I feel like for this, there was just, like, way too much talking for me, and
Mhm.
I apologize for anyone who I might offend, but I was saying this, like, every 5 minutes to my man when we were watching the damn show, and I was like,
Oh
"Babe,"
gosh.
I was like, "Everybody is a fucking pussy. Like, everyone is pussies. Every 5 seconds, somebody is, like, crying about some dumb shit," and I'm just like, "Why
Yes,
is everybody
though.
so emotional?" Like, I understand, like, it
Right.
might be a stressful kind of environment, but, like, why are you crying?
Way too much crying. Way yeah, there I completely agree with you on that. It was like, damn, like, are y'all here to make money or make friends?
Yes, it
Because
was so weird.
I was like, did y'all forget about that big ass piggy bank hanging from the ceiling?
I know. Like, I don't just so weak in mindset.
Yeah, there was just way too much worrying about having loyalty to people. And the what you call it, homeboy that was over there damn near throwing up
Oh
over that
my
whole
god,
cookie
that was
situation.
wild.
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Oh,
Like,
oh god. Yeah, he was, like, dry heaving, like, every 5 seconds, and I was just like, "I can't deal with this guy right now, like, what is happening?" It
yo,
was so gross.
I'm like, how did these people get picked? And were they picked over other people? Because who'd you get picked over?
I don't know, but for him, I do think I read somewhere though, so I have, like, a little soft spot for him, is because I do think that he had, like, just, like, gotten over, like, a cancer diagnosis, so I
Oh,
don't know if, like, there was, like, some reasons behind, like, ways he was, like, acting or whatever, but,
oh, sure.
you
Yeah,
know.
that's very true. But now the marble game.
Yes, that was, some of it was interesting, I'll say.
That I don't know their names, so I'm just going to go off of them by color. The white dude and the black chick,
The Dumb and
the
Dumber.
most ridiculous pair.
Oh, yeah, it was awful.
For one, why did y'all two have a picnic together?
Girl, that was the same question I was asking, I was like, "Clearly they're not friends, like, why were you guys even eating together?"
Which ideally you don't want to be with your friend for that game.
Right, but they didn't know, you know?
Yo, I was crying. We were cracking up because everyone's all excited, like, "Oh yeah, food, woohoo!" And then the one dude's like, "Oh, I don't have anyone." And then they open up that yo, when they opened the basket and I seen the bag with the marbles, I was like, "I knew it." And I was like, "Yep, look at all these dum dums. Like y'all was really that. You really think you was gonna get a treat
Right, like,
with no consequences?"
yeah, it just that didn't make sense, like,
I'm like, that's how you know those people were way too much worrying about having friends.
mhm,
And I wonder if a part of that is also too just because of COVID and how much isolation there was. And, like that really had probably changed how people interact and mix and mingle. So
maybe.
you really like the amount of like social events have gone down for a period, but they're starting to come back up. Like there's concerts and things and like that still going
Yeah.
on. But I just wonder if that period of time affected how the game went and how much people were so into worrying about making a friend. Like, y'all don't got friends back home?
I don't know, maybe, because I feel like not a lot of them had a very, like, competitive spirit. It was more of, like, kumbaya vibes, and I'm like, "What?"
Yes, very cool. Like, they're over here doing break dances and coming up with routines together. And I'm like,
Yeah,
um,
I don't
okay. I ain't gonna lie though. Those two that the white dude and the black chick with
yeah,
the marble game,
mhm.
they made that more difficult than it need to be.
So
And then
pathetic.
it's like she finally agreed to throwing, and because she made it in first and you missed your first, he threw first and missed.
Yeah.
She throws it and makes it.
Right, and then you wanna be a little bitch and being like, "Well, you can't
But
win for" I don't
oh, we could
whatever
do this
reason, like,
instead.
yeah.
Like that is to me, that was really messed
Yeah,
up.
it was.
Like he was an idiot for that. And we were so mad. We were like, really? But then we were like, we don't really know either of you anyway, so you both can go. That's
I
fine.
mean, yeah,
You weren't
like,
a
you
main
don't care, but,
character on the
like, I
show.
would've been so pissed. I would've been like, "What the hell?"
Oh, I
Like,
would have.
one of us would've made it out, like,
I would have threw sand at his
you
face,
know?
I'm not gonna lie.
I would've been so mad.
I would have because it was just like, "Bro, you just made me lose out on money because of your weak ass."
Yeah,
Like,
it's wild.
you mad because I made like, you threw first. You had the opportunity to make it first, but you chose to miss. Like, that's not my fault.
Right.
I would have snatched up all them damn marbles and said, "I win."
Yeah, but, like, to his defense, though, I would've been pissed too of, like, "This bitch fought me for, like, 20 minutes saying she didn't wanna throw, and then she's gonna win?" Be like, "I don't think so." Be
No.
like, "You're coming down
Nope.
with me."
Nope, because that was more the reason for him to make it. You wanted to throw for so damn long. You want to throw so bad. Now we gave you what you wanted and you miss.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Nope.
That is just
Nope.
wild.
At that point, I'm like, throwing sand in your eyes, and I'm picking up all the marbles. Ain't no one said the rules were whoever has all the marbles, I'm gonna snatch up all them shits. Yeah, I would not. I would have definitely played dirty on that one. Just saying. Um, but I also wish, what's his name? The mom and son, Trey.
Yeah.
I wish his mom was still there.
Yeah.
I
It's
liked
cool,
her.
yeah.
I really liked his mom,
Yeah.
but Ashley did. So, how do you feel about that situation where they were playing the game? They were on the I don't know, the glass tiles
Mhm.
up in the
Yeah,
air,
the glass bridge.
and yes, how do you feel about that situation with Ashley not taking her turn at the
Mhm.
time they wanted her to?
I don't like her. I
Mhm.
agree with everybody else in thinking that well, I think everybody else was stupid because they should have forced her. I mean, I don't know if they could have forced her because then
Couldn't.
everybody probably would have, like, not made it on, but, like,
Yeah.
they could have at least, like, pressed the issue a little more, like, they didn't even really seem
Mhm.
to care or anything that she didn't follow the rules that everybody else is following, and then everybody else
Mhm.
followed after her. So, it was just kind of like she skated through when she should have
Mhm.
died, like, a long time ago.
It's so funny because at the end of the day, either way, obviously, I don't really care. But I laughed because my boyfriend was pretty much saying the same thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, well, she technically went."
I mean, but did she though?
And that's what he said, and I'm like, "Well, she did, just not at the time they wanted her to, but she did take a turn." And it's just funny because again, everyone, so like you said, everyone wants to be all in these groups and loyal with each other,
Well, yes,
and
that's true.
she went outside of that. She didn't conform at that time.
Yeah,
She still went along with them, but she didn't fully conform, and it made everybody so upset. But again, am I here to win for y'all, or am I here to win for myself?
right. No, that's true too. So I'll
So it makes it tricky.
yeah, I'll give you that for that point because they definitely were, like, trying to come
Right.
together too
They were
much.
like, yeah, and I just laugh because that, like, literally that's how the whole show is. It's just like, okay, like, yeah, let's work together to get there, but at the end of the day, I need to do what's best for myself because I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to hang out with y'all.
Right, and there's only one winner, so, you
Right,
know.
right. So, out of the 3 who's left, did you expect any of them to be left
I don't
as top
no,
3?
I don't think so because the way that they kind of, like, introduced everyone, like, in the beginning, like, all of the,
Mhm.
like, star people that they were, like, pushing forward and stuff didn't make it through.
Gone.
So, I feel like
Yeah.
they really just try to, like, mess with you as far as, like, who made it to the end and who didn't. So, based off of that
Yeah.
and how they edited things, like, no, I didn't
Mhm.
see any of them going forward.
It's funny because when they would bring someone to light after not seeing them at all,
Mhm.
you just knew at that point they're gonna get eliminated.
Right.
And it was like, "Why are y'all making it obvious who's getting eliminated? Like, I'm getting tired of you telling me in advance. I don't like, I wanna watch and see who gets eliminated, not, 'Oh, I hear so and so's backstory. They're about to go.'"
Yeah. No, that's true.
Like, that's literally how it went. Um, but you know what's funny is that the internet just works in such interesting ways because I was randomly on Facebook one day and Steven came up as one of the reels on my page. So Steven, the dude with the mullet.
Mhm.
And I'm like, how
I don't know.
do you just randomly come across my page? Like one of your reels just randomly comes across. And I'm like, Facebook's lucky his ass was already eliminated
Yeah, no, that's true.
because I feel like I don't like seeing anything about anyone until I know they're fully off of a show.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, ugh, why did they do that? And I'm like, these weird ass phones and all this crap being connected and knowing the business. Ugh,
Yeah,
so
it
weird.
is very weird, but whatever. What
But
can you do?
yeah, so I'm interested to see how this finale is gonna go because I really couldn't guess who's gonna win. Kind of really hoping it's the tall dude that wins.
Yeah. I don't really have a preference.
I don't either, but if I had to pick, that's who I would pick.
Okay.
But out of the 3 that are left, I don't care about none of
Yeah.
them. But I don't want mine to win, and dude with the long hair, which I feel like he should be gone
Mhm.
because in that very last game they had when they were blindfolded and would put the box on someone's desk,
Yeah, yeah.
and I can't think of the girl's name. He put it on her
Mhm.
desk, the ginger,
Yeah.
and she guessed my, and I felt like she was dumb as hell for that
Yeah.
because he insinuated that she would have put the box on his desk when someone did that to him
Mhm.
because of him having prettier hair than her.
Yeah.
And for me, that would have been my reason to pick
Could have been
him.
your tell right there.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm like, dang, girl, like that was a hard game. That was definitely a hard game.
Yeah.
But it's always easier said than done being the people watching the show,
Right, right.
right?
Always.
Like we can just sit here, watch the show, and just be like, oh yeah, this is what I would have done. But in that moment, always a totally different story.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. But it certainly is a good watch, and I did hear that they got renewed for season 2, so it'll be interesting to see how that
Ooh.
goes, but I wanna finish this season first.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll wait. You got to make sure you let me know when you watch it because we already made arrangements to watch that tonight. Like, pretty much once we're done wrapping up this episode, no shade to us, but hopefully soon. And I'll be getting my snack and joining my man on the couch so we can finish watching this and see who the winner is to be.
Alright, y'all. Well, with all of that, we're just gonna go ahead and cut this episode because I think that we have talked all things Squid Games, and we're just gonna have to let Amanda keep on waiting. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow's my Friday, so I really want to enjoy my night. I mean, tomorrow's my Saturday, whatever. Today's my Friday. Anywho,
I can't.
y'all know how I do. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode on up. And yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in to us once again. Per usual, your girls are here every Tuesday. And until next time.
Bye.